Ciao, today I'm doing something different. I'm making some phyllo pastry spirals with pizza flavor, and here is my phyllo pastry. It's really delicate, so I have decided that I'm going to make it considerably steadier, and if you look, it's a really fine material. So I've applied a little olive oil on one of the sheets over there, and I will now put this on top so that it gives a little strength. I'll press it with my hands like this. A bit more oil, which will help bonding it together, followed by a third piece of phyllo pastry. And I'm applying some of my ingredients. I'll start with tomatoes, as when you make pizza you always start with tomato, shortly followed by mozzarella. I've grated a fresh ball of mozzarella, so I'll apply that next to my tomatoes like this. And I've actually chosen to go for fresh tomatoes rather than passata or tin tomatoes, as I want to keep the phyllo pastry as dry as possible, and it can get soggy, so not ideal. In terms of what you apply, entirely up to you. I recommend that you definitely have some mozzarella and some tomatoes for your base, but today I'm going to be using some ricotta as an additional cheese to complement my mozzarella. And here it goes. I'm using a generous amount, as this will be obviously folded in a minute. And I'll complement my ricotta with some spinach. These are spinach balls which I have defrosted and squeezed the water out, so that goes really well with my ricotta. Also, I've sliced some fresh mushrooms, and I will add them on top. I have cut them really thinly because they're fresh and I want to make sure that they cook. And my last ingredient in true Italian pizza style is going to be some ham. And ham and mushrooms is a really popular pizza in Italy, so I'm going for ham and mushrooms and ricotta and spinach today. So there we go. Before I finish, I'll put a little olive oil on top of my ingredients like this. If you're making a pizza, you should use some oregano. So as I'm giving this a pizza flavor, I will add a little oregano on top. And if I would have made my chopped tomatoes for pizza, I would have added a little salt. So I'm going to put a little salt in there, and I'll finish with some pepper. Now this is the most critical part of the whole process. You get this right and you will be away. So get hold of the edge. Make sure that you leave some space, about an inch and a half from the edges, and likewise also here, so that you can get hold of it. And as I have actually applied 3 different layers of phyllo pastry, I've got some strength now. And I'll fold it once and I'll have a look, looking good. So bring this back. And very gently, as it is really delicate, I'll start folding it together, and obviously the more I fold it, the stronger it becomes, until I get to the very end, and there it is, the job is done. If you like, you can bake it as it is, or you can try and do what I'm about to do. But again, if you do this, make sure that you move really slowly. So I will start folding my pastry very slowly and very gently. It might split, it doesn't matter, because it is a really forgiving phyllo pastry, so do not worry too much. Just make sure that you do it slowly, and you will have a pretty good outcome. And also, the rougher it looks, the better at the end. That is, of course, in terms of presentation. You can see that it's splitting a little bit there. Doesn't matter, just get hold of it with your hands, and just make sure that you move really slowly and keep it as compact as you can. You can see that I'm going around very gently and squeezing it with my left hand, while I use my right hand to just make sure that it's in a little ball, just like this. Now, I do actually have a little problem here, as it just split, so maybe it's a little bit more rustic than I would like it to be. So let's see what we can do to fix it. I actually defrosted my phyllo pastry. It was in the freezer, so it is even more delicate than normal. If you were to use fresh phyllo pastry, the likelihood is that you will not have this problem. But as I often say, I think cooking is a learning curve, and I've encountered a problem, so I'm going to show you my fix to it. You saw me folding this additional piece of phyllo pastry, and I'll place it here, and I'll go around, and hopefully it will patch my problem. I don't see why not, and there it is. A quick cuddle to ensure that it's all compact, and this is pretty much ready. Here is my oven tray, a little bit more olive oil on top of some baking paper, and I'm going to spread it across it. And here is my spiral number 1, and you will not be surprised to learn that I had exactly the same problem with my second spiral, but I've applied exactly the same patch, and there it is. They're almost ready to go in the oven, but before I do that, here's an egg. Just make sure that I mix it, and I'll go ahead and cover my spirals with egg wash, just like this. The egg has got 3 purposes, by the way. One is to ensure that my spiral will come out with a beautiful golden color. The second is to ensure that bonds together the structure of my spirals, of course. And the third one is this, where I'm applying some sunflower seeds, which I absolutely love, and the egg wash will be a bit like glue. I think it's enough, don't you? And they're ready to go in the oven. Temperature 180 degrees if it's fan assisted, or 200 if it's a normal conventional oven. I'll pop them in for anything between 10 to 15 minutes. They are quite chunky, so they might need more than 10 minutes. But I'll check them after 10 minutes and I will let you know how long they took when I'm back. So I'll see you in a little while. 20 minutes, that's the total time. I did check them after 15 minutes, and they were a little bit under, so I left them in for a further 5 minutes. Also, once I switched the camera off, I realized that I had enough phyllo pastry left for a third one. So I decided to make another one, but instead of rolling it, I thought I'd leave it whole to see if it makes any difference. They look perfect.
They do, they smell delicious.
As I mentioned, phyllo pastry is really forgiving, and they look beautiful. I'm sure you will agree. So I'll just leave them for a couple of minutes as they are piping hot, and the risk is that they will crumble away, and then we can tuck in. And as I did apply a little olive oil at the bottom, you can see that they slide very nicely, just like this, look. So definitely worthwhile putting it at the bottom.
This might be a little bit more fiddly.
Possibly, maybe not. Let's have a look. I think it's the egg that is making it stick a little, but you can see that it's coming up quite nicely. Oh, it's hot, it's hot.
Ooh.
I'll just slice into this one first to see what it looks like. Oh, looks good. By the way, I didn't have enough spinach for this one, but that's fine. I didn't run out of some ingredients. It's really hot though.
I wouldn't put that in your mouth, you might burn your stroop.
Good. Which one shall we slice into?
Yeah, you're going to have to cut into one of those, aren't you?
Big one or this one, yeah?
It doesn't make any matter, doesn't matter, does it? Are we having one each for tea? Is that a little bit piggish, maybe?
Since when?
How much pastry is involved? Oh, it's just like, it's just like a pie.
Okay, I'm not sure how to slice into this, but
I think I'll just go in half,
I'm very keen to show you what it looks like on the inside. So I'll do this first, and then I'll go over here. And this obviously has got the full list of ingredients, and oh, the smell coming up is wonderful. Oh, look at this. Here's the spinach and the mushrooms, and here is the middle, if you want to see. There. Yeah. And the beauty about food like this is that you can leave it until tomorrow if you like. Now, I guess we're going to eat now, not all of it.
We won't do that though.
But place it in the fridge once it's cooled down, and then you can eat it cold. And for this purpose, actually, I wanted to show you this. This is something I made yesterday. These are eggplants and fried chicken in breadcrumbs layered together. And this is what we had left over from yesterday. I just wanted to really show you the beauty of eating leftover the day after. Because once you slice into it, look how easy it is. This is still a little bit cold from the fridge. And bearing in mind that Christmas is coming, if you cook something like this, is also perfect if you put a toothpick as a finger food. Look, it's wonderful, and it tastes very nice. I know this is intruding into this recipe, but it doesn't really matter.
That's our tea tonight.
It's our tea tonight. That'll be our side. So this has cooled down. I'll just cut a little bit more. I didn't want to burn myself, and I'll taste it. Maybe it's a bit big, but never mind. It reminds me of schiacciata, which is a very Sicilian tradition from Catania, made with dough, but because of the combination between spinach and everything else, but obviously the underlying taste is the pizza. So it's a beautiful recipe. I'm very pleased I made it, and I hope you make it. Let me know if you do. Thank you for watching, and enjoy if you do. Ciao ciao.
Is there a place for me?
Of course there is.